amazing viewers and subscribers, welcome to a brand new epic Doctor Who topic video for today. For this video, it is now currently my review on Doctor Who Season 40, Episodes 1 and 2. So, this video is going to be split into two parts. So, you got part 1, which is today, for the Space Babies, and of course, part 2 will be for tomorrow, aka The Devil Cord, because after watching the episodes, not once, but I kind of watched them twice yesterday. I watched them before I went to work. Well, sorry, I should actually say, I watched the Space Babies at midnight, and then, of course, I watched it when I finished work. And then, of course, I watched The Devil's Cord 3 times yesterday, because I watched it after Space Babies, so about 1-ish in the morning. And then I watched it when I woke up at 7, because I had to go to work, get ready for work. So I thought I'd watch it for an hour before I go to work, so I watched it at 7. And then, of course, I watched it again last night. So I kind of watched The Devil's Cord 3 times last night, and the Space Babies twice, so I actually did quite enjoy both episodes, so here is my review on Space Babies. Okay, so talking about my review on Space Babies. Now, it is a bit difficult for me to say how do I basically put it. I know how I rate it because I've already done all that. So I'm going to talk about the plot, what I enjoyed from it, and then, of course, basically a few little concerns I've got about the actual episode before I end this video. So, let's talk about the plot. So, following from basically the Christmas episode, aka The Church on Ruby Road, we end up having it cut with the title Demons Hill Roses, and then, of course, you got Mrs. Flood asking us, do you know what a TARDIS is? Like that. So, that episode doesn't do all that. It literally cuts straight to Ruby in the TARDIS, and you literally got her looking amazed, looking around the TARDIS, and of course you just got Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor looking pretty awesome. They're holding onto the railing and go, I'm the Doctor, like that. And then of course he explains straight away in the episode, instead of having that build up like where she's asking him who he is and all stuff, he literally breaks it all down to it in one conversation. Like, he is the Doctor, he is a Time Lord. He explains who the Time Lords are, he explains about Gallifrey and that it's been destroyed. And of course, Ruby's just there taking it all in. So it's literally just the Doctor kind of explain who he is and all that, and what the TARDIS is, and of course that he's a Time Lord. Plus we do have quite a few name drops in this, like saying the Time Lords have great big massive titles like the Priest and some other names, but of course including he does name drop the Irani into it. So it's quite nice to hear that name drop, because it hasn't been a while. Well, it's been a while since we kind of heard the name the Irani, considering that we last saw the Irani back in season 24 in Time and Irani. So it's really great to hear that name drop. So I'm really hoping the Irani is still out there in the universe. But it's not the first name drop we're going to get in the series, because in episode 2 we do have a few more drops and hints into the episode in The Devil's Cord, which I'll talk about in my review for tomorrow for you. Then, of course, basically, the Doctor takes Ruby into a quick little trip in the TARDIS, saying the TARDIS is where it is, but it's also moved backwards in time. So, of course, you kind of got Ruby being the exotic, where she's the exotic running to the doors. She goes, no, like that. Will it change if I step on the butterfly? I absolutely love Ncuti Gatwa's basically performance it. He goes, step on the butterfly. What are you going to do? Oh, come here, little butterfly. Let me step on you like that. I really do find that funny. Ncuti Gatwa, I absolutely quite enjoy him as the Doctor, because that scene just made me funny. Oh, come here, little butterfly, I'm just going to stand on you. I really find that. I really love that little scene. And then, of course, when you get them outside the TARDIS, and basically you've got the dinosaurs, which has got really good CGI. The episode has got so many great CGI effects in this one, so you can tell they've actually used the budget, the money that Disney Plus is giving them for these episodes, and of course it gives you the brand new CGI effects. And of course, I quite like it when Ruby stands on the butterfly and she turns into that kind of lizard type alien creature. My name is Ruby Bellum4. I really like the way, did I do something wrong, Doctor? Because I don't do things wrong. If you say I do things wrong, I have to kill you. I really love that. I really love that scene. I really love it. And of course, the Doctor literally picks up the butterfly and he gives it the breath of life again. So basically, because he's a Gallifreyan, he does basically pick it up and go like that, and he literally let it fly sort of away. And of course, time resets itself, and Ruby goes from the lizard creature back into a human. And of course, when the Doctor takes her back in the TARDIS, he literally flicks the button and goes, I forgot the butterfly settings. So really, I love that connection with the butterfly thing because Ruby ain't the very first companion to kind of mention a butterfly if something happens on a butterfly and she changes the course of the human race. Martha did it as well in the Shakespeare Code in Series 3, where she asked the 10th Doctor, why was I standing up a butterfly? And he goes, why on earth would you want to stand up a butterfly? What does butterflies ever do to you? You know, don't stand on butterflies like that. Which I do find that a little bit of a connection as well, because that episode was actually written by Russell T Davies. So I think Russell T Davies has gone back and revisited his era and then basically used some of the stuff that Martha kind of said in the Shakespeare Code and kind of brought the butterfly thing, but made it more see what happens if you do step on the butterfly in the past, and basically the humans are gone and she turns into a kind of a lizard creature. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, I really love the exotic between the two of them, because the Doctor and Ruby are just so good together. When the Doctor is there literally in the TARDIS console asking Ruby to give her to give him some coordinates, and she's there saying numbers, and she gives him like a 4-digit, and then she literally gives him 5. And I really love Ncuti's energy when he goes, 5 digits, yes! I really love the fact we have some great CGI effects in it. Specifically, like when the TARDIS heads to the spaceship with the babies on. So I really love this episode because when they land on the spaceship, they come across the Bogeyman. And I mean that most sincerely. I mean, there is literally a creature called the Bogeyman. Like that. So then, of course, as the Doctor and Ruby runs away from them, they end up getting into a lift and go into basically the top level where, of course, they meet babies. And then, of course, you've got babies in a jar. You've got babies actually in electric prams moving around. They can talk. They've been in life for over 6 years. I actually like it because I love the connection where the Doctor goes, what is it with you and babies? I really love that little connection because there's something about Ruby, because she's got her little adopted sister got kidnapped by goblins in the previous story. So in this episode, it kind of builds up on that, like, what is it with you and babies? And I like how Ruby goes, I was going to ask you the stuff, this thing. Yeah, but there is a coincidence. So we do have a thing about coincidences in this season. And of course, I do kind of like the setting with Ruby's mother that we do find out a bit later on. I also have to be honest with you, I actually quite enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. It's not the best episode. I mean, for a series opener, it is pretty weak compared to basically strong episodes that we have through the past, basically from season 27 all the way down to season 39. So it's not the strongest season opener, but it's actually still quite enjoyable. I love the fact when the Doctor's there talking to the babies, and of course he gets all the names, and he's there telling one of the captain like who he is. He goes, "I am magnificent, aren't I?" I really love Ncuti Gatwa's performance. Ncuti Gatwa's performance is just brilliant in this one. I really love the episode as well, because when the Doctor's basically, after talking to the nanny, and of course, before he gets to the nanny, he literally goes to the computer and he literally shows the babies the Bogeyman, and the way they all just scream and panic and stuff, and Eric does end up going down to investigate after the Doctor and Ruby kind of bump into the nanny, the human person that's looking after the whole babies and being a holographic nan sort of thing for the voices. And of course, you've got Eric basically going down to investigate, saying, I'm not scared, Ruby says I'm strong. And then, of course, he ends up leaving his buggy and basically crapping himself because he's seen the Bogeyman. I like the way the Doctor literally hints at it. He goes, like that, he just sniffs it, goes, now, if I just seen something scary, of course I'm going to crap myself. Let's follow that smell. I really do find that funny. And, of course, I like how the Doctor basically clicks that the Bogeyman is basically created on the bottom of the ship because it is therefore a baby. And of course, they're all scared, but the thing is, though, something's gone wrong in the ship's systems, and when it comes to nose time, and they literally all blow their nose for the machinery, and it literally sends it down to the bottom of the ship. So really, the Bogeyman is actually made out of baby snot. So somehow the machine that basically helps brings all the babies up ends up creating a baby Bogeyman, and of course, it does grow into an adult Bogeyman within 6 years. And of course, the Doctor works it all out, and when he literally sees it's the Bogeyman, the nanny kind of wants to get rid of it and throws it into an airlock, and the Doctor does save the day by throwing himself into the airlock and pressing a big red button. It's always a big red button with you, isn't it, Doctor? Yeah, you know, past incarnations always had a thing for big red buttons. And of course, he does save the day, he works it all out, and of course, basically, they find out what's wrong with the ship in the end, because a thing in the plumbing's kind of gone wrong, so all the dirty diapers from the babies end up going towards the engines. So when the Doctor basically worked it out and he basically flicked a button, and of course the engines get back to working and all the diapers kind of flow out through the engines exhaust pipes sort of thing. And then of course we kind of got that scene with the TARDIS with Ruby, and she's there asking the Doctor like, oh, can you take me back to see my mother? And he's just there going, no, I can't take you back to see your mother. I cannot do that. And of course when it comes to Ruby talking about her mother, it automatically snows, which is very, very strange. It just automatically snows. Like, it snows in the TARDIS, it snows on the spaceship between the Doctor and Ruby when they're having that conversation about Ruby's mother, which I found a little bit heartbreaking, because the Doctor telling Ruby that he can't take her back to see her mother, it really does have that impact, like there's something more going on to this. And then of course we kind of lead into where basically she goes, I want to go and see my mum. And the Doctor goes, like, no, I want to go and see my mum. It is Christmas. And of course, the TARDIS materializes in Cara's flat. And she goes, what is that sound? Because she's there on the phone. And when Ruby comes out, she goes, what has it done to the roof? And of course, I like how Ncuti's Doctor literally goes, oh, tell your mum not to slap me, will ya? It really brings up a connection, because if you think about it, Rose's mum, Jackie, slapped the 9th Doctor. And of course, Martha's mum slapped the 10th Doctor. Donna's mum's also slapped the 10th and 14th Doctors. So the way how they bring back King from Russell's first era, it's like, oh, tell your mother not to slap me. And of course, he's there doing a scanning TARDIS on Ruby, so trying to find out who she is. So you kind of got that mystery about Ruby, who she is and stuff. So that is a bit about the plot. So my actual thoughts on the episode, yeah, it's not a great season opener. It could have been, I think it could have been a little bit better, but for me to rate it, I will say that a bit later on. The one thing I want to say, Millie Gibson and Ncuti Gatwa's performance are brilliant in this episode. Absolutely, genuinely brilliant. They have got the great chemistry. I actually quite enjoy them together. I really do enjoy them. It's absolutely perfect. I mean, absolutely a perfect chemistry. And of course, it kind of brings me to something I want to say about the 15th Doctor, because I'm actually enjoying the 15th Doctor. I've only seen him like in 3 episodes, well, 3 episodes and a half, and I'm actually quite enjoying Ncuti Gatwa's performance, and I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it reminds me so much of Matt Smith's energetic Doctor, because Matt Smith in Series 5 Doctor was very energetic, as you can tell from when we get to like the 11th hour all the way down to the Big Bang. The 11th Doctor is very energetic in Series 5. So I do kind of get like Series 5 sort of vibes. I really do like that. This is like a brand new sort of reboot to the show. Now, basically, it's on Disney Plus for those outside the UK. So yeah, I do quite like it. Now, Ruby's plot. I was thinking about this all day yesterday at work. And as I got thinking about it, because my mind was literally on the, well, when I was at work, I was literally doing what I was doing, but my mind at the back of me was literally ticking a thing. And I was thinking to myself, Ruby's plot is exactly like Clara's plot a little bit. So you're probably wondering, what on earth do I mean? Well, we don't know who Ruby is. Ruby is this impossible sort of girl. And when we first met Clara in Series 7, she, of course, was the impossible girl with Matt Smith's Doctor. So I'm kind of thinking that Clara and Ruby have that sort of generic sort of story arc going on, where Clara was basically brought in to be the impossible girl who died, and then the Doctor found her another time zone and died, where Ruby is just basically a girl he met on Christmas Eve, and of course he went back and revisit you know, as a bit earlier on in the story of the Church on Ruby Road. And then of course it does kind of bring back little vibes to me, where I'm thinking, yeah, this reminds, Ruby's kind of story arc reminds me a little bit of Clara's. And I'm there thinking to myself, it could be good. I mean, Clara's just basically was just so she can jump into the Doctor's time stream to save him. I'm hoping Ruby's is something a little bit different. It's very, very similar to Clara's, and I was thinking about that. It does really remind me of Clara's story arc from Series 7 with the whole, you know, the impossible girl. So it really does remind me of that a little bit. But the story itself, yeah, I did quite enjoy it. It's not good. I mean, it's good and it's great, but it's not like a masterpiece. And when I consider what episodes are masterpieces of Doctor Who, if you think about some of the classic episodes like Pyramids of Mars, the Genesis of the Daleks, you know, then of course we have the Power of the Daleks and some other stories from Classic Who, they are really masterpieces. So this episode isn't really much of a masterpiece. The next one Oh my god, The Devil's Cord. I really think that's the best episode out of the 2 we've had so far. So I'll do my review on that one too. So more importantly, how do I rate the Fantastic Space Babies? Well, it is to me a big, massive 7 out of 10. Now, anything that's under 5 is not good. You know, like say when I skipped my review on the End of Time for David Tennant's finale episode as the 10th Doctor, and I have really given that one, and I have written it down on my laptop, a 0 out of 10, because it does have some stuff I like, but I really think the plot in that episode falls apart. Where in this one, it's actually quite good. The plot, I really do enjoy. I mean, I like the whole mystery bit. There is stuff that's really, really funny. I really do like Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. They are really great together, and I really cannot wait to see what this series is going to do with them by the time we get to the end, aka Empire of Death. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm absolutely looking forward to that episode. And of course, what happens to the rest of the series. But I'm kind of hoping that Ruby's arc isn't really going to be like a sat copy of Clara's. That's the one thing it is at the moment. I'm literally thinking to myself when I was at work, like, hang on a minute. Ruby's arc is exactly the same as Clara's arc. So yeah, it does get a little bit timey-wimey when I'm there thinking about it. So yeah, this episode, as I said, it is definitely a 7 out of 10. And for me to give it something out of an A, I'm going to have to say it's a -A. It's not in the B column. It's not in the C column. It's literally in the A column, but a -A, because it just feels rushed in some scenes. It just feels so rushed, but it is quite good. It is a good episode. I did quite enjoy it. So join me tomorrow when I talk about The Devil's Cord and what I think about the episode, and do I actually quite enjoy The Devil's Cord or not? You will find out tomorrow. So let me know in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you think that Ruby's basically story arc is kind of similar to Clara's in Series 7? Let me know. Or basically, as I like to call that one, Season 33. Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.